It is developed by the, IMDA, right? Our agency taking care of digitalization, and also the IT sector, right? With the leading government agency. So for F&B, right, and retail, the agency is Enterprise Singapore. So they are actually assigned to take care of these two sectors. So they will work with IMDA, right, to roll out the digital roadmap. So, and this digital roadmap, right, has to be approved by the higher authority, which is the lifestyle cluster, checked by a Minister of State, right? Uh, and there is a lifestyle committee that comprises of the labor union, that comprise of the uh, industry association, and also representative from the industry. And and when they actually come up with this plan, right, they will consult, right, with the association. They will consult with the key selected industry player. They will also consult uh, technology providers to ask for information to see whether or not they have this product, what can the product do, and all those things. Then, of course, piecing the thing together is the government agency. Uh, and because the blueprint has uh, a trade element, so it's sensitive, right? So to allow training providers to participate, then they end up selling their products. So the print actually is done by government agency. Then which industry is already matured? Okay, we don't have a survey that tell us anything information about maturity and so on. The emerging technology trend keep changing. Right? You can see that there's revision of the plans already. Logistics, retail, food services is going to be revised. I don't know, maybe this year, right? And so on. So they are revised to account for the emerging technology, and when new products are available, right, they need to revise the plan. So if you, these are the dates of launch of the different IDP, right? If you ask me, right, the oldest one IDP is logistics and retail. Uh, so I think these are the most matured uh, industrial digital plans in Singapore because they started very early. Uh, I think maybe the food services, you can also consider it as maturing also because a lot of help is given to these two sectors. Uh, uh, Enterprise Singapore is responsible for these two sectors. Enterprise Singapore also holds all the funding. Okay, so naturally, right, the program for these two sectors, they have a lot. Okay, so if you see in the latest slide, right, a lot of funding goes into these two sectors, F&B, food services and retail. So you see here the funding, right? So this is the distribution of the sector and the funding, right? Where it goes. So food services 17%, retail 15%. Okay, wholesale 14. I think wholesale is also under Enterprise Singapore. So most of funding goes to these three sector. The rest are small. Manufacturing also quite big, yeah, 12% and so on. So and if you look at the enterprises, right? So product in terms of productivity assistance, right? That includes digitalization. Where does the funding goes into? Digitalization is one area. I don't have the breakdown. you can assume that digitalization is the highest among the four. So we have branding and marketing, we have process, workflow, redesign. So this is productivity. Here, automation. So in fact, these three areas is classified under productivity in the enterprise Singapore, right? And of course, there are other areas like they came up with this open innovation challenge where they submit projects, and these projects are open to industry players. Yesterday, right, I showed one slide about servitization of the manufacturing sector, right? So open innovation, like over here, this is the servitization of the manufacturing sector, or be it, or maybe also service sector, or whatever sector. So this is the, or help drive servitization of the Singapore economy. And of course, the Enterprise Singapore is a merger of Spring Singapore and IE Singapore. IE Singapore role is internationalization, right, of SMEs. So naturally, right, they have a lot of this internationalization initiative, right? So the top market, these are the top market of Singapore. Malaysia is one of the top market of Singaporeans. So there's a lot of trade between Singapore and Malaysia. Indonesia is the next one. So these are the immediate neighbor. The other big market is the Vietnam, China, and US. So a lot of things are actually manufactured in China and Vietnam. So this is the where does the money and assistance go to. And these statistics are from IMDA, right? The SME Go Digital program was launched in 2017. So the MNC don't need help, right? Only the SME need help. So this Go Digital program, industrial digital plan, all is developed for SMEs in Singapore. So our focus is on SME, right? And so far, there are more than 70,000 SME benefited since 2017. 40,000 of them supported in 2020 alone. So 2020 is a COVID-19 year. 2020, 2021 also. Right? And there's this startup digital kit, right? That is the service provided by the telco operator and the bank, okay? And they offer software, cloud software solutions in cybersecurity, in accounting, in online collaboration. So as a package, as part of the bank or telco services, so at a very discounted price. So they actually managed to reach 30,000 SMEs by March 2021. And the pre-approved solutions, right, there are 40,000 SME benefited. So this is pre-approved solutions can be digital software solutions or digital hardware solutions, right? Granted by Enterprise Singapore, but managed by IMDA. So there are actually 40,000 SME benefited. There are 300 pre-approved application, right, program right now, and 80 COVID-19 digital solutions, right? So this 80 is developed in 2020, right? That's used in 2020, 21, and now. So in Singapore, we have a tracer app system. We have a temperature monitoring system, right? So every company has installed this system. My company also, we have this system. So this is the statistics, right, from the IMDA. So this actually will give you some light on the majority of implementation of our digitalization in our SMEs. Okay, so this is the grant and claim application process. This will answer a few questions. I think Dr. Tan also, I think not that Dr. Tan, earlier there's a question on this, and also Nick, your question is on this. So I prepared this when Zahid asked me yesterday. So we have a platform in Singapore called Business Grant Portal. Okay, so this Business Grant Portal, right, uh, right, can be logged in by a company registered in Singapore. So when company registered in Singapore, we issue a COP pass, for them to enter into this system, right? So my company has a COP pass. Sometimes I help my client apply for grants. I also have given access to my client's um, account, right? So of course the details actually is very elaborate. So maybe uh, I won't cover that. So this business grant portal is integrated. All government agency grants are integrated into this portal, right? So it is a one-stop, right, online application system for the whole of Singapore for anything pertaining to government grants. Okay, and okay, the government grant portal, right, is started by the MOF, Ministry of Finance, right? They control the money, and the Ministry of Trade and Industry, right? Um, then you ask me, where is Enterprise Singapore? Actually, Ministry of Trade and Industry oversee Enterprise Singapore. Enterprise Singapore reporting channel is to MTI. So that's why they work together. And then GovTech, right, provides digital technology. So and so you can so you see that you can apply for Enterprise Singapore's market readiness assistant and enterprise development grant, Singapore Tourism Promotion Board's Business Improvement Fund, right? And then we have Experience Setup Fund, Civil Aviation Authority funds, Singapore Food Agency, right? Agro Food Cluster Transformation Fund, Land Transport Authority grants, right? And also Productivity Solutions grant. So Productivity Solution grant and this Enterprise Development Grant is actually Enterprise Singapore's product. Okay, so right, how to apply? These are the steps, right? Get new grant, quick questions about the project, complete and submit the application form, right? Then track your application form, and when the offer is given to you, right, you accept the letter of acceptance. And all these are confidential, so we cannot divulge anything uh, beyond this public public phase. So if you go into the system, everything is confidential. Okay. Then how to file a change request? They can actually change, right, the application document. So again, they log in, right? They can choose the grant that they have applied for, and then they can make changes, right, and so on. One key characteristics or requirements of this grant is that the project must not have started at the time of application. It's fine to start after the application date, right? And you cannot appoint any vendor or consultant or place any order, right? Purchasing order, issue purchasing order for things supported under the grant. So this is the requirement. So for example, right, if you are a consultant, right, they sign a proposal with you, right, before the application, then it will not be supportable. So that means to say that after approval, the client can change the consultant. Also, that is tricky. Okay, something that I don't like, but then that's the regulation. Okay, and how to file a claim when the project is finished, right? They will open it and then they will submit the claim, right? The actual amount spent, and they have to submit the claim report, right? And then the documentation of proof of the quotation, the invoice, the receipt, or the bank transfer document to prove that you have actually made the payment, and then also the report, if it's the report from the SME, and if it's a consulting project, the consultant also need to submit the consultant report, right, into the system, right? And after that, Enterprise Singapore will evaluate at two levels. One is that they it will be evaluated by an external approved auditor on the approved list. The auditor will screen through all the financial document and payment document, and after that they will endorse, right? And then Enterprise Singapore will look at the technical part of the project, right? And when it gets clear, you can receive your money. The money is actually transferred through interbank transfer, so no paper is involved. So this is the grant application and claim process. So I do a lot of this project, so I'm very familiar with the grant application and claim process. So these are some questions, right, that you may have, right? So what is available? So these are all the things that is available. So you can see that it is integrated. It's integrated into the system.